like that.
Yeah.
That was actually really fun.
Yeah. I think we just might not be in the right area. We're just in the... We have to go southwest or southeast or something.
Yeah, so I fought this dragon in Final Fantasy XI. Like I guess it's a salt dragon or something, whatever it is. The fucking dragon was like, I went as a tank at first, and I'm like, okay. And it seems that the healer's having a hard time because we had two shitty DPSs. You know, we had a monk and a bard, but they couldn't do enough damage to kill the damn heads. You know, and I'm like, okay. So after like five attempts and failed, I was like, you know what? I'll just go and change into my red mage. And the first thing I did is upgrade my gears on my red mage, and we'll try it again. And got that done easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That was fantastic. Sorry.
That was okay. I was just wondering what I said was funny or something happened.
No. I shot a skeleton holding an explosive barrel, and that lit off another explosive barrel right next to him.
Oh, that's funny.
So many goddamn skeletons all at once.
Alright.
Oh shit!
So I decided to, besides that I upgraded my gear from my red mage, I decided to go to the old school classic from Final Fantasy XI and go with the look of Vermilion cloak gear.
Nice.
Plus I upgraded my weapon with the glamour, with that horde rapier. I'm like, okay, I look like a real badass.
Ooh, damn, made the whole boat rock. Jesus.
Actually hurt me, what the hell? I wasn't even that close to it.
I should probably check the boat for damage.
Yep.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh god, another fucking barrel. Fuck. Got it good.
Oh god, that was great. I love it, dude.
Oh, here we go. Getting different colored skellies. Oh, these are ghost skellies. Oh shit, I'm dead.
You're dead?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, those guys are tough. They're ghost skellies.
That sounds like not fun. Oh, that went right past him. Wrecked.
Back.
Welcome back. Took out 3 of them. You can lure them over, like right about where you're standing. I can hit them pretty well right there. Nice.
Oh, come here, skellies. Come and get me. Oh boy, that's a lot.
You know what I get annoyed about Final Fantasy XI? That, you know, they tell us, let's go meet somewhere and talk, right? And then we have to go right back to where we just came from and all this shit. Like, yo, what the fuck? Do we really need to go this far just to talk or say your piece? Like, really?
Right.
I'm like, I'm told, listen, if you want to say something, just say it right now, okay? I don't want to go across desert just you tell me something, we have to come back here.
I hear that. God damn, we still haven't gotten to the boss yet?
No?
Jesus. God, I love fucking Fire firing cannons at them. Watching their pieces fly everywhere is just glorious.
Jesus, these guys are gold. Fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna lower him into the water. Let me shoot him with the cannon.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand.
Shit, they're too close.
Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders.
Alright.
Honored friends,
Eat some
the
bananas.
time has come to put your hard work to the test.
And snipe the shit out
Start
of
the
them.
generator.
Oh god, that one's got a barrel. Fuck!
Woo! The pieces, man, the pieces.
Oh god.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
There you go.
God damn it, I fucking love it.
1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Jesus, how many fucking things are we gonna have to kill before we get to the boss?
There he is. Both of them. That's one.
I can't see this.
5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards.
That's
We've
two.
done it.
Alright.
I'm good with being the marksman.
Yep.
I enjoy it.
From the
Is that
safety
an
of your
Imperial
boat.
airship?
Yeah.
Of all the rotten timing.
But this
We're
is a
high
gift,
place.
Mistress Alize. They can test our new wolf for
How
us.
it works.
Let's turn around.
So, road trying to get. Don't you shoot at me, you shit.
Seems solid enough.
There
Though I was hoping for a fire.
close.
Yeah, about out in the middle, like where it's shady over there by the taller rock. That's perfect. You can hit anything right there. So.
Getting more ammo. Alright, we got 2 skulls. Let's find another outpost. Blackwater Enclave, camp.
That is a massive
It's
fucking
over
storm
now.
over there. Jesus, it's like it's clouds all the way
What are
down to
you-
the ground, dude, or to the water.
Let me
rather.
go! He has my brother!
Alright, so that would be
Lower
when
the
we'll probably
barrier.
start fighting ghost ships down at the wilds. So that's southeast of us, southeast.
Okay, quick question: has that skull gotten closer?
Yeah?
Hang on a second.
I'm bailing.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
Huh. Weird. Oh shit. I forgot. It's raining. I'm bailing. I'm bailing.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of
Yeah,
Lord
so
Hien
right towards
himself, it would seem.
Until you fucked up.
It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as
ooh, it's
the
got a
warrior
bandana
of
now,
light?
basically. Like a headband type thing. I kind of wonder if maybe that isn't indicative of one of the ships that's flying the Reaper Mark flag, you know?
Right.
I, Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th
It just kind of seems like it's out over nothing.
In Castrum Meridianum.
Unless it's that island.
I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Who knows?
Impossible. There's no way you could have survived.
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea?
Get the fuck out of here.
But I like
The
it.
Ascian used me, as he
Tell me
used
what
so
to
many
do.
others. All to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
Dragon's
content to
Tooth.
burn along with it. For a
So are
moment
we
at
on?
least. A moment
We're going to
of folly.
Dragon's Tooth
To
outpost.
surrender my life thus would have been to betray
this is
all
where
who
we
died
barrels
from
right
my
here to the right.
cause.
Oh, I see.
It was for them that I dragged myself free of
No,
the rubble
we're stocked.
and swore
We don't-
vengeance on the Ascians.
We got over freaking 100 cannonballs.
Well, I mean, close to 100 now. A few have been used.
Yeah. But, you know.
The Black Wolf has shed his pelt,
No,
never to
it's
return to
definitely 100.
Golemald or her
Plus I got 10 in
legions.
my inventory.
I live
I
now
forgot we
only
got
to
20 in
exact
the other barrel
revenge.
too. At least.
Yeah. Plus, there's no reason to
My
start
principal
collecting.
quarry
We're
was
gonna
to
call
be
it
La
soon.
Habrea,
True.
whom I gather you have since ushered into oblivion.
Just want to get
But
these
so
scuttles
many
over to that
remain.
Dragon's Tooth outpost.
Long as their kind lurked in the
Why is
shadows,
everything pretty red?
laboring to sow chaos throughout our world.
Epic
I will
music.
see
Sure
each
that I
and
like
every
this.
one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the scions not of like mind?
Not seeing anything.
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the
I
partnership
don't know,
the
bro.
boy began.
Is this the
share what
music that played
intelligence
when
I
that
have
fucking ship
acquired.
came up out of the water next to us?
Among
Probably.
the Ascians, the
Just
Black
get ready.
Masked ilk are subordinate to
I'll watch
those
it.
who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to
Okay.
the former group, and while he was indeed a
horrifying.
dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source.
God damn, flying into the wind is so slow.
The first was La Habrea,
Yeah, it is.
who plagues us no more. There is
Well,
also the
one
White
at
Road
Skelly's.
Delidibus,
Yep.
and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
May the eerie music stop.
We have files on La
But it's
Habrea
still
and
playing,
Elidibus,
though.
but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us. As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to
Oh, yes,
suggest
because
that
we're
an
close to that
Ascian now
island over
walks
there.
in the
'Cause I
body
see
of
an
the
out.
Crown Prince.
See a bunch of barricades.
Have you identified this interloper?
Potentially.
and
Elidibus
lookouts.
seems the most likely culprit.
Yeah, I think that's
As
what it was.
emissary, it is his
Man,
role
everything
to
was,
maintain
like,
the
blood red
equilibrium
for a
between
minute or
darkness
so
and
there.
light.
Holy shit,
Your many
what's going
deeds in
on?
Heidelin's name have upset the balance,
Pretty sure it was the
and I
sunset.
believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his
Yeah, I mean, that
considerable
makes sense,
power
but
behind
still,
the
the
Empire.
fucking crazy music
As a
and the
leader
blood red
of the
and everything.
Ascians, he is one of our
You know,
primary targets.
I made it poop a little.
It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas. This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of
drums on
hours.
this song. Not fun. Not good.
Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Ciegalvis.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator?
There it is.
But a young Emperor Solus. All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth,
There was
it's not my
wailing. I
decision
don't
to
like
make.
you.
Ooh, that's a different sound.
Boom.
There was a time when I scorned those who
Nope,
placed
not
their
really.
faith in
Short.
false gods. Even as I,
Yeah.
in my blinkered conviction, placed mine in Ascian
Skulls, where
promises.
are you? Oh,
Unlike
water.
yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found
We have a hole
wanting.
somewhere.
We shall meet
I
again.
don't think so. I think it's just left over from the rain. Maybe from here. Yep. Made it.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say
Oh,
the
almost
least.
didn't make it. Almost.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dawn.
Yeah, remember this is where we ran into that red shark.
Yeah.
Wait, this ain't it. Where's the creepy girl? Oh, up there. Damn. That's a single skull alone.
Right. I'm almost to the point where I'm not broke again.
Let you buy cosmetics.
Oh yeah.
I already got us the golden cannons. Let's see. No, I highly doubt that lady. Green sails, black sails, red sails,
Shark
blue.
hunter flag.
I don't think I've hunted sharks yet.
Now the flag looks pretty badass though.
Yeah. What sails do you want?
I don't know. We have just the ones, the colored ones, right? Basic colored one.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Why do you think it'd be best?
Absolutely no idea.
Why just go for the brightest, most obnoxious color we can get?
Fuck no.
I'd say either black or blue, personally. Doesn't stand out the least. Black in the darkness, blue for, ocean, sky.
Alright.
Meanwhile, at the Black Rose
There you
chemical plant.
Equipped. Yep, I see blue sails.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cannonballs here.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive you're
I
ready.
think I should, since I'm going in early tomorrow.
See that you
Yeah, at least it's only a half. At least I don't have to go in double shift this time. It's an 8-hour shift, 10 to 6.
Right.
We're doing inventory this week, so it's gonna be boring.
Yes, the infamous
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
If I recall correctly,
Goodness.
Gallus did not much care for the invention.
Salud, senor. Wait. Yeah, I should call it here.
A ruthless and indiscriminate
Oh boy,
weapon
hopefully we can
indeed
get more
is
people in
airborne
this.
poison.
Dude, I
It
would
seems you
love it.
are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
This is something you get to go together.
With no gift for sorcery, we Guardians must look to Magitech to even the odds.
Alright.
If it spares the needless
Thanks.
deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
But I'm wondering if I should watch the episode of Game of Thrones.
How very noble of you.
Probably.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
Fucking ODST.
I wonder if I can piss off the people of this outpost by shooting
silent
cannonballs
agent of
into the
death.
place.
Probably.
Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the
Is there
perfect
anything else?
aspect.
No,
Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible
My
to its
god,
influence.
this game looked beautiful then. I can't wait to
Well,
see how
I
it
shall
looks like
leave
now.
you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your
looking at the trailer
grand
now.
and glorious war.
In the spirit of getting excited.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that you cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in elegant cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, eh? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I, the anchor in the shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hero. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
so Alphino won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor himself? Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it. Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion. That's settled then. We don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to...
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance. On behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us. But you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance, I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateer? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not one to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction. Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rulga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former Emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands. Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.